Hey guys, I'm making this video to pump out some logistic information and to give you some updates on some statistics that I reported in the video yesterday. Let's start off with logistics. You need a college ID to enter the SPLEX, the sports complex. If you are participating in track 4, that's Chief, Step, and Spin class, that's where all of your classes are going to be held. So if you don't have an ID yet, you need to get one. I am going to include in the email that I send, I'll include the point of contact because you're going to have to go through the security office. I'll also put that point of contact in the description of this video. So you need to get an ID card, and you should be able to do that if you are a family member of an employee. And so if you are an employee and you already have an ID, you're good. For track 2, strength and conditioning, we may at times go over to the SPLEX to use their equipment. So it'd be a good idea, even if you're not doing the step and spin track and you're just doing the strength and conditioning track, to get an ID. So you would go through that same process. If you are in track 2, the strength and conditioning track, we will primarily be training at Founders Gym. Founders Gym has ID card access. If you're a spouse or a family member and you have an ID card, it likely will not work right now at Founders Gym. I can request for you to get access. So if you have an ID card and you don't have access to Founders Gym, shoot me an email. I'm going to make a list and I will send that list to the security office. You're still going to need to provide some information. And I believe that they will ask your spouse, whoever works here at the college, for verification. I'm not really sure how it works in the back end, but I will make the request for you if I can get a list of names. So shoot me that email as well. So again, you need an ID card to enter the SPLEX, so we've got to get that handled, and I believe we have time to do that before the program starts. If you would like to have ID card access to Founders Gym, we can hook that up as well. You don't technically need it because if you're training with us at Founders, I can let you in. It's just nice to have because there might be times when you want to train in off hours, and after the program's over, you might want to use the gym as well. So let me know if you have any questions about ID card access or accessing any of the facilities, and let's start to work that out before the program starts, or at least early on in the program. Okay, let's get to the stats. I sent out a video yesterday, and that video had, at that point, I think we were at like in the low 80s. I had to cut off registration early yesterday because we hit 100 people. And 100 was kind of my magic goal. To put this in perspective, I think the stats work out a little bit nicer. For the last 2 years, we've been in that 30 to 40 people range for this program. And this year, secretly, I wanted to hit triple digits. I thought it would be cool. I didn't know if we could do it, and we did. So thank you to everyone who signed up. I've shut off registration, but if you are still interested and you're seeing this for some reason, or you know someone who's interested, have them shoot me an email. We can fit them in somewhere, probably. The strength and conditioning track is definitely closed, and nutrition at this point is definitely closed. We're a little bit, even if people were to drop, we probably wouldn't add more people at this point, but I'm willing to create a wait list. We still have room. We can still fit people in walking. I would love to have you in my walking and home exercise group. And then Chief still has some slots available for step and spin, although that's filling up quickly as well. So if you're still interested, or you know someone who's interested, reach out to me, let me know. Okay, so we've got 100 people in the program, which is a nice number. Now, we are at 53% new people in the program. That is super cool. Because if you are a new person and you are just standing there and you don't know and you're feeling like, oh, everyone's done this before. No, you are in the dominant demographic. Most people, 53%, have not been in this program before. So if you look to your right or your left, it's very likely that the person next to you is feeling the exact same way. But it's very likely that if you look to your right or left, you're going to find someone who's been through this program before. So you have access to people who have felt the way you've felt because they've been in your shoes before, and they can give you advice and they can help you. But you've also got people going through it with you the first time. So I love the fact that this worked out about 50-50 with tipping the scales a little bit more, at 53%, there's a little bit more, we have more new people than returners, which is really neat. If we look at the updated percentages on those surveys that we sent out, we're still at over 50% of you don't lift. So if you're in this program and you're like, I don't know, I don't strength train, I haven't been doing it, I don't know if I'll be able to keep up. You're in the majority. Over 50% of you essentially don't do any cardio. So again, if you're like, I don't know if I'll be able to keep up, you'll be fine. You're in the majority. And over 60% of you have little to no confidence in your ability to program for success. So if you're lacking confidence, you don't lift and you don't do cardio, you are 100% in the right place, because that's what this program is designed for. Now, for those of you who have a lot of confidence and you've been training, we can always make it harder to meet you or to challenge you. Don't worry about that. The most common goals are still weight management, building strength, building muscle mass, creating better habits, improving cardio, feeling strong, aging well, longevity, and general health. So if any of those sound good to you, again, you're in the right place. So I love the way that turned out. Now, if you have not submitted your survey, please do so as soon as possible. I'm still going to calculate those statistics. I probably won't send out another video unless something changes with it. But I want to get to know you. And the more you write, the better for me, because I like reading stuff. And if you don't have a lot to write, you don't have a lot to write. That's fine as well. You don't have to write a lot of stuff. On that note, this is going to be busy. There are a lot of moving parts. We have never had multiple tracks before, and obviously we have more than doubled our numbers from the previous years. Now, I think it's important. I'm going to give you some background on this program. The idea for this program originally started with the conversation and the thought, can we decrease healthcare costs in any way? Now, this was actually part of a greater conversation with Hillsdale Hospital, and there is a connection between Hillsdale Hospital and our health services here on campus. So that conversation kind of spilled over into both domains. And the hospital already does a lot of cool things for their employees to try and decrease healthcare costs. And the college was thinking, well, what could we do? And so we started to think, okay, if we were to create a program, what would that look like? Well, we can't focus on decreasing healthcare costs for one, because that doesn't motivate you. I seriously doubt any of you have ever woken up early in the morning and been like, I don't want to train, but you know what? The college needs to save money, so I'm going to get out of bed and I'm going to work hard today so the college can save money. It just doesn't happen. People don't think that way. So we acknowledged that and we thought, okay, we've got to create a program that helps improve people's lives. So there has to be a sustainability piece here beyond the 6 months, because it doesn't matter what you do in 6 months. If you don't continue doing it for the rest of your life, it's very unlikely that it's going to have any long-term benefits. So we need to make this sustainable. If we're trying to make a program sustainable, there's two things that really need to happen. Well, there's a lot of things that need to happen, but two main things. One is you need confidence. If you don't have confidence, this is not sustainable. And the second thing is you have to learn something. And learning is an interesting thing, especially since this is an academic environment. Learning is more than teaching. It's more than me just telling you to do stuff, because everything that we are going to tell you to do as coaches, you could find on the internet for free. We don't have any magic here. So the learning process is more than being taught. It's much more, actually. It's about being an active recipient and pulling in that information and then trying to do something with it. Whether you succeed or fail, it doesn't really matter. You'll learn from it either way. So in order to make this sustainable, you have to be in the right headspace to come in and be coached. So you have to be a coachable person. Some people in life are very coachable. Other people are not. Most people exist in the middle somewhere, and your coachability, if that's a word, depends on the context and the environment. And let me give you a very extreme example that I think you can relate to. If you imagine a young boy who has ADHD, if I take that young kid and I put him in a classroom for 8 hours a day and we make him sit there and try and not wiggle around and study and learn, he's not going to do well. That environment is not well suited for him. That teacher might describe him as hard to deal with. We take that same kid and I take him to a martial arts studio and we watch him excel. We put him in an environment where he can thrive, and that coach might describe him as the best student. So in one scenario, this person is not coachable. he's a terrible student. That same person in a different context, in a different scenario, becomes the best student. So, and obviously ADHD, it's a different thing, although some of you might have ADHD, I don't know. So if you do, you're probably going to do well in this program because it's movement based. But why I bring this up is that you need to come into this ready to be coached. We have a large group of people, and a lot of you have some very serious goals. They're going to take more than 6 months to accomplish. Some of you don't. Some of you are just here for fun. For those of you who don't have serious goals, you're in pretty good shape and you're just here for fun, welcome. I'm glad you're here. But we will try and challenge you. And I believe that we can. But for the rest of you, if you're thinking long term, I need to make a change. First of all, you need to be very clear with yourself why you want to make these changes. And then you need to come in with the right mentality, ready to be coached and ready to learn and ready to be bad at things. We don't expect you to be good. If you have never spoken French before and you showed up to your first day of French class and you got frustrated because you didn't understand French and then you quit, that would be illogical, right? Of course you're going to be bad. You don't know the language. Well, many of you don't know this language that we're about to teach you. You don't know how to speak fitness. You don't know things about health. You are going to be bad. Many of you are going to be really bad. And that's okay. I totally expect that. And it's not a put down. It's just an acknowledgement. I don't expect you to be good at anything. This is geared towards supporting you, helping build your confidence, and then giving you information and putting you in an environment where ideally you can take that information in willingly and then translate it to movement, and you're going to learn through experience. That's the idea. We are playing the long game as coaches because most of your goals require the long game. Weight management, long game. Building strength and muscle mass, long game. Changing your habits, that's a really long game. Improving cardio, that's a little bit shorter maybe, but still hard to do. Aging well, longevity, I mean, by the definition, that's the long game. And general health, that's a consistent effort. You might reach a pinnacle of health, but if you stop doing the habits that got you there, it's a moving target, is what I'm saying. So this is not fitness entertainment. I do want it to be entertaining and fun, and we're going to do our best to make that. But keep in mind, like, you guys have serious goals, and we are serious coaches, and we seriously want you to reach your goals. And we understand that you're not going to reach those goals in 6 months, most of you. So we have to set you up for success, and you have to be ready to learn so that what we teach you, you can bring in and you can actually implement beyond 6 months. That's how you get what you want. And that's what we want for you, because that's what you want. So I want what you want, and I want to help you get what you want. But I'm going to be straight up with you and honest with you. If you're not in the right mindset, because people who show up to a group fitness or any kind of group setting and they bring a bad attitude or they don't have the right mindset, that's infectious, and we don't want that. And I don't expect that out of any of you. And this might go without saying, but I feel like I should say it because I like being open and honest. And I don't mean to be off-putting about it, but for those of you who have serious goals, I got your back. I don't want anyone distracting us from that. I don't want anyone taking away your time or your opportunity. So if those people are here, we will ask them, to change and then maybe to not participate. Although it has never happened. I've never had a problem. I just feel compelled to say it because this is a large group. So, we're going to see how it goes, and we're going to do our best, and we are here for you. I hope these stats help. I hope that logistics information helps. Again, if you need help with your ID or access, reach out now and let me know. I'm gonna give you, first reach out to the security office, and then if you need further help, let me know. If you need access to founders, I'm gonna make a list. I'm gonna send that in. So get back to me on that. I will early next week. So this is the week before commencement. I'm gonna start sending out information about the different tracks, the schedules, the locations. And for any group that's using an app, I will send out all of that stuff next week. I have made individual YouTube videos for your specific group for the app or whatever you're going to be using. So you'll start getting emails based on tracks that you've selected. So if you're not in a track, you won't get emails for that track. So this will be maybe one of the last like large group emails that I send out. You're going to be talking to your coaches mostly after this. I hope this information helps. Let me know if you need anything. I will see you guys soon.